Welcome, ladies and gents, to Callouts episode something. I don't even know what episode it is. Not sure. Anyway, point is, we're going to cut straight to the chase. I'm joined by Odyssey Beam, aka Phantom. Welcome. Wait, what? Ashley, what are you doing here, bro?
Do I sound like Phantom?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Are you Spanish?
Not that I'm aware.
Oh. Are you the best player in the game?
No.
Well,
but that's what people are telling me. Apparently, I'm Phantom. So yeah, I'm. Thanks for the compliment, guys. Cheers.
Anyway,
You idiots.
The toxicity has begun already. No, okay. So obviously, me and Ash are the founders of the BWL. It's pretty much falling apart. It is currently 12:30 on the 11th of January. As in, we've just finished the T5 Season 1 qualifiers we did. We were lucky enough to win, so GG's to all the teams we played. And just want to get past the nice stuff while everyone's listening, because I know people only check in for like, I think the average view time for these is like 5 minutes. So I'm just going to get out all the important stuff really quickly, and then we can dive in. Thank you to everyone for initially joining the league and supporting it. I really appreciate it, genuinely. Was fun while it lasted. Appreciate it a lot. Also, thank you to my admins for bothering to spend their time dealing with people and organising things, and just generally being very helpful and nice people. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you to the people who have kept me sane doing this shit, because seriously, like, if it wasn't for people who I play with, like Ashley for example, who like are my friends and I actually enjoy being around, dealing with the toxicity in the community at this point of Battlefield's competitive it's maddening. Like, it's really kind of depressing at times, because there's so much negativity around that, you know. I just appreciate those who I enjoy playing with. So there we go. That's the spiel that I wanted to just give. Ashley, okay, so we obviously just won the BWL T5 thing. Obviously, we're the founders of the league. Do you think there's an issue there when we're the founders of the league and organising the Test Cup on Battlefy and we won it? Is there an issue there? Is there a...
I mean, well, personally, I don't see why there is at all. I'd just like to make a note here. If anyone literally wants to come into a party and discuss with me about any viewpoints you have, I'm more than happy to have a debate with you about it.
No one will, bro.
Because in Discord it can't be done properly. But anyway, what can I say? We've played how many tournaments is now? 4.
Yeah.
Is it T5 tournaments?
Yeah.
We won 2 of the. It's ESB, right? The Soviet ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we won 2 of the ESB ones. No one cared. It was like, oh, Bojo won.
Yeah.
Like, wow. And but then as soon as we do it on our own server, because we wanted to set up a T5 league, because it's just, I don't know, it's something we wanted to offer to people. People suddenly have a massive problem with it, and I honestly don't see why. It's not like we abused our admin powers to get us better seeding or whatever. We played the hardest teams, if anything. We had the hardest bracket out of everyone.
Yeah.
You can't say we abused that. People are saying that we abused it in other ways. We didn't rule fuck anyone. We won every single game fair and square.
Every round.
On our part, might I add.
Yeah.
On our part, it was fair and square. Not on other teams' parts. Because while I'm not going to name names, we all know who the cheaters are in this community.
You might as well, though. Like, it's not like...
No, it's not even any point, Jim, mate. There's just no point.
But yeah,
like, do you know who they are? Everyone knows who they are.
Like Ash said, I think the main criticism is recently after the win is, okay, you know, there's obviously a conflict of interest there. The boring answer is admins who don't play for us, aka, you know, CS, PLG, etc., will be making the decisions on something which we are playing in. That's the boring answer. The real answer is, this is not a competitive esport that is, you know, professional enough to separate players and organisers. Organisers are not interested in dealing with the level of toxicity, being told to kill yourself, to self-harm, like being called racist, all this kind of shit which admins have to deal with. That isn't... You don't do that because you want to. Like, it's...
Like the KSA team, you've broken every rule under the sun. Do not fucking pull the racist card.
Yeah.
You are fucking deluded. Don't go around breaking every single rule that there is and pull the racism card. it baffles me. You're just wrong. It's not being racist. It's just you're wrong. You broke the rules. You pay the consequences. Do not then pull the racist card to try and make people sorry for you.
Yeah.
And just because there's so many of yous, you seem to just like you're all just sheep, just following each other. It's like whenever one of you says something in the BWL chat, everyone's just watching, and then all of a sudden there's like 12 reactions. It's like say something yourself. Stop being sheep.
Yeah. No, that's the thing, because they let their role models speak, and they sort of silently sort of.
Which
support
I also add role models.
Yeah,
you've got
models.
some dodgy role models if they're your role models. Honestly,
Come on, bro.
like Al Prince, magic skills. If Killwer, if they're the kind of fucking role models I had, then I wouldn't end up being a very good person, to be honest with you. Well, I say person, more competitive player, because obviously I don't know the people personally. And while I think everyone knows I don't get along with Killwer, I've been told he's quite a nice person. Normally, so fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. And also I think it's worth to mention, because obviously we're going to be ranting basically, but we've never claimed to be perfect people. Like, we're both 20, Ash? We're both 20 years old. Like, we're barely adults, and like we're trying our best to create something for everyone else. Basically, this is the first time, like, we got rule fucked by our own rule in the international.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I'm bringing that up right now. Yeah. You cannot say we're biased in our own league when in the international tournament we play for the UK team, right? So we beat KSA on paper by 46 tickets. Was it, Jim?
56. Sorry, wait, no. It was 40. It was 44, I think. Because then
44 tickets.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So we won by 44 tickets on paper, but then there was 2 impact nades used, which were written by ourselves, like in rules that you can't allow them. We rule fucked ourselves and gave KSA the win, despite their whole team, let's be honest, being keyboarders. You tell me if that's fair.
And grunts, yeah.
Honestly, you sit here, tell me if that is fair. We rule fucked ourselves when their whole over 2 impact nades, that's it. 2 kills out of a game of 6 maps it was.
Yeah.
And their whole team used keyboards every single round, every single game, every single kill, and they paid no repercussions. But we rule fucked ourselves, and then later on you have the audacity to say that us admins are using our powers abusively to make us win when we haven't even done anything of the sort. You're honestly deluded if you're saying that.
Yeah, it's not realistic. It's something you can sort of say, but it's just not true. That's all I can say. If you don't believe me, that's absolutely fine, but it's just not true. Like I said, we're not perfect. We never claim to be. Like, we do make mistakes. Like, me and Ash are very like passionate players. For example, we will trash talk you, and
you've probably been able to tell.
Yeah, like we can get too heated at times, and like that's part of the package. Like, that's who we are. Like, I'm not going to apologize for that, but I can be wound up just as much as any other person. It's difficult to always control yourself when you're an admin, when you want to say something but you can't because you feel like you have to hold it.
I'm probably the worst for that, to be fair.
I mean, Ash doesn't give a fuck.
Everyone always tells me to just keep it calm, but when Killer was just chatting shit all the time, I can't help it. I'm sorry. Like, if you're gonna just tell blatant lies, like Killer was like, I don't care, I just play for fun, but he gets triggered at every single comment that's put against him. So whatever, mate.
No, exactly. Yeah, like, it's I apologies to my teammates because they've heard this before, but the principle that is wrong with M&K, if you're not aware, is not only just the competitive integrity stuff, which is just, basic elementary sort of stuff, which is, you've got an advantage in a game. It's like the principle of breaking a rule, where if you break one rule, then we can basically say fuck you to like the rest of the rules. So like, if you don't do that rule properly, who's to say someone else can't break another rule, right? It's almost like you balance it out. And then the whole thing falls apart, and the whole rule set and the whole precedent we play on, which is just basically just an agreement. Like, no one, there's not a rule set, there's not a judiciary who's enforcing these things. We're not professionals, guys. Like, we're just two guys trying to provide a service for the rest of the community. And if people don't want to respect that and don't want to be grateful to any level of extent and for all the effort and hard work and time it takes, then that's just unfortunate, and that just sucks for everyone. Obviously, Ash, ESB is kind of the only other league which is still... I know there's BMF as well, sorry, which I think just finished a league recently. ESB will be doing test cups, 3 of them, But test cups, I mean, like we've just done one now. Rubber was doing it on his phone, in the background. Like it's kind of easy to do. The day-to-day stuff where you have to deal with players is very, very tiring and hard. When every day someone wants to change their roster, or every day someone wants to question a rule, or to criticize you, or call you racist, or whatever, and think it's okay because you're an admin. It's not glorious. It's not nice. It's depressing at the end of the day. Like I say that for the rest of the admins who have worked very hard at helping the league and buying into it early on when it wasn't even a thing. And it's just sad. It really is. We all wanted this community to succeed, but I felt like there was a chance after RSP drops where we could actually improve as a league, where we get more professional. We play scrims on actual maps that we agreed to, on actual both sides. It's all fair. It's all more professional than it was before. And we just took a U-turn and basically went straight to toxic fucking town, and we're here now, and no one wants to be here. So we don't want to be here. You guys don't want to be there. Like, it doesn't help anyone. So I wish ESB all the best in dealing with those toxic people. But there's so many of you guys, and it's overwhelming. It really is. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Ash. Like, it's a bit of a depressing point, if I'm honest. But like,
I feel like people are just being toxic for the sake of being toxic.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? It's like people are just pulling things out of thin air. It's like, sorry, Killer was gonna hate. Well, he already hates me, but he's gonna hate me again for this. But for example, the whole thing between me and Killerwood started because Jim posted a caption about losing 2 tickets against Al Prince's team with a pretty nice 4-piece that he got on Killerwood's team, and Killerwood took that to mean him when it was nothing to do with him, and took it completely personally. And ever since, he's just been toxic as fuck, and he said that he doesn't care, but again, his response just clearly does. And then you've got all these, again, just so many people just chatting absolute shit, quite frankly. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like today, this is it Yang?
Yep.
It is, right, yeah.
I
actually somewhat liked him in a way.
Okay, go on.
Before today. I don't know, he just seems pretty chilled, relaxed.
Okay.
But then today, oh my god, don't even get me started. Fuck me. Jim, do you want to explain this, or do you want me to explain this?
What are we referencing? Sorry, I'm lost. With Yang?
Just the game against him today.
Oh, what, the one we got 149-0 on?
Yeah.
The rule fuck attempt that they had.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. So I apologise. I spawned in 3 seconds early on the second spawn of good side Narvik. So if you're very well...
Which might add second spawn, so you're further back than you would be normally, so it doesn't make that much of a difference anyway, if we're being honest. And then the fact that people literally do it all the time. Like, Magic Skills is known for spawning in early every single game. I've never heard anyone complain about Magic doing it. Not once.
It was an accident. I genuinely didn't mean to spawn in 3 seconds early, but I did, and I apologise for that. They also, the Revelation team accused us of using dynamite. There is no evidence to suggest that ever happened. No, we ran.
They never showed evidence of it.
We had 2 medics and a support, and so that means it's either you or Jubs. Both of you deny it. Both of you have. There's no proof to suggest you did.
I literally, for these tournaments where dynamite is banned, I don't even run dynamite because I won't use it probably. I literally run the fucking mine things that you just throw.
Yeah. Like,
that's literally what I use. So it was impossible for us to dynamite you.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
You're talking shit, quite frankly, and you didn't provide any proof. So that just backs up my point even more.
Yeah. And if
you know you were talking shit, but you just won't shut up. This is what I don't get. You being toxic for the sake of being toxic, Yang. Grow up. I liked you before this. I actually thought you were a pretty chilled guy, but then you were just pulling shit out your arse. Grow up.
No, exactly. Yeah. Like, let's do the even if thing for a laugh, shall we? Like, let's say we get a 25 ticket penalty per second for spawning in early. 75 plus 25 for the dynamite, apparently. 100 tickets.
This was the best thing. There's no written rule in any league about spawning early.
Yeah, there should be. So I guess I should apologise
Yeah,
for
there
that.
probably should be, in all fairness. But at the same time, it's a T5 game. It doesn't take that long for everyone to load in the server. Yang, it's your fault for taking fucking ages to join the server, mate.
That's true.
If anything,
we were waiting for them.
like, you wasted our time.
Yeah.
You wasted so much of our time. Like, and we smoked you in about 3 minutes because we won by 150 tickets.
Oh,
And
man.
and so then there's no actual rule against it. But then we offered as admins, despite there not being a rule, so you can't physically rule fuck us, we offered to give you 75 tickets off our score.
Yeah, we
offered that.
created a new rule to rule fuck ourselves, and it wasn't enough.
For you.
For you. Like
Despite any evidence, you didn't submit any evidence.
there's
We
no
were just like,
evidence,
we'll just give you 75 tickets to keep you happy.
Yeah.
And then also the Dynamite were like, have 25 tickets on top of that, 100 ticket penalty towards us, and you still lost, so it doesn't matter whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, also, if you're a competitive player, you know how often people spawn in early. So, like, if we did that per
All the
game,
time.
can you imagine how many games would have been messed up by spawning in early? Can you like that? I say that rule should be in place, but also I'm kind of like, should it be in place, or should we just sort of shake our heads and go there at wankers and just move on? Because like if you imagine like having a designated player watching spawn-in times at the start of a game, like in a T8, and you have like 4 or 5 guys spawning in with a couple seconds early, and you're like, right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times that by 25, 100 and something, like what sort of game is that? Like this community never learnt to self-regulate itself. It's constantly rule fucking, toxicity, like being like just.
But it's always the
horrible.
small rule fucks as well. It's all the big rules.
Yeah.
Everyone ignores. M&K and Cronus is the biggest rule. It's the one that violates competitive integrity the most, and everyone ignores it. And as soon as it's tried to be reinforced, there's a fucking huge split in the community.
Yeah, I mean,
because half of it, well, not even half of it, I'd say 75% of the good teams' players are mouse and keyboard, which is why it is
depressing.
So that, because there's this stigma in the league that the top 4 teams are the only people that have the right to say anything, and anyone else below them doesn't. Why is that person's opinion any less valid than yours? The only reason you're better than that person, if anything, is because you're cheating in the first place.
You got like
so your opinion, if anything, is invalid. If half these teams played with controller,
oh my lord,
Jesus Christ!
I mean,
Jesus Christ, Foam would be better than these teams.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I hate to. Okay, so theoretically, say a team went 5-0 and 10-0 on rounds in a tournament. Imagine them playing against 5 teams, each with at least one MK player on, and then imagine that, but with controller instead. Like, it's gonna be a whitewash. Like, there's such a skill gap between controller players and like, I would love to see Killer on hand cam. Oh, now I mention that. It's funny because, like you said about the enforcement of the rule stuff, it's like, so for Smiley, for example, BMF banned him. We said to him, you can still play, you can still be part of the community, but you need to have a hand cam to prove that you're using DS4. Absolutely fine. He accepted that. He was grateful for that. He never ever has hand cams, although he has still competed in our league. We haven't even brought the hammer down on him. We haven't been mean to him or whatever. We could have easily done, because it's, again, enforcing a rule which exists in our league since day one. We wrote the rule literally the first day we ever talked about BWL in the rule set. Like, that's been there for so long. And we, for example, with the Killer thing, we were all saying, okay, because we lost the Venom scrim against Fear, and everyone's saying, you lost a scrim, you rule fuck. Believe me, I've been, hoarding evidence for years about loads of people. Like, it's not like it was the scrim that broke the camel's back, if that's what you want it to be. But to say, like, there's a causal relationship between we lose a scrim 2-1 and then, like, that means you get banned isn't actually true, because we don't even ban. We weren't even going to ban Killer. We were going to say, can you stream with hand cam? That seems to be the nice middle ground. Which he wouldn't have done, because he literally plays, PC public matches to warm up. Like, plays fucking phone games with M&K. Like,
I mean, this shows how retarded he is. He uploaded a setup video with a Zim in it. How retarded can you get? I mean, what more have I got to say? How can you defend that? Please, all these followers of his, defend that, please. Come in a party, defend that.
Yeah. Yeah, there is no defense because it's
You can't.
It's
You
just,
physically can't defend it.
no.
There's a Zim on playing show, and someone was like, "It's a router." I was like, "Fuck off."
Yeah, some people would say, okay, you are like searching for evidence now. We are presented with
We
evidence
got given it.
all the time. Like literally, people just snake. Sorry to break it to you guys, but there's snakes in like pretty much every team, and like people literally tell us shit just to get other people like rule fucked. Because this is the community. It's a rule fucking community. It hates each other, and it's so toxic that it wants to ban everyone. If you can't beat them, you get banned. You've got M&K players banning each other, saying, you know, M&K is fine, but Cronus is not allowed, or Cronus is fine, but ringing isn't allowed, or ringing is fine, but DDoSing isn't allowed, right? Like, there's so much cheating variant in this community that it's just overwhelming. So it's too much. It really is. It's a community that should be improving, and it's just regressing into like a state of just disrepair. So like while we say like rip like the BWL, it's fine, absolutely fine, but it's like, do you guys...
Jim was literally, Matt, I just said before this fives thing even happened, Jim said he was done anyway.
Yeah, before
So we really couldn't care less,
Yeah.
honest to God.
I think I recorded that actually. Like, I was literally saying like, this is my last like thing, like last hurrah, boys. Like, it's not happening.
And I don't have the time to do it because I work full time and fucking do accounting courses after fucking work as well twice a week. So I literally don't have the time to do it.
Yeah.
So it's a hindrance for us, if anything, to do it.
Yeah, it's...
But just
Yeah.
mentioning what you, following on what you said before about ringing teams, Jim.
Oh yeah.
Just brings us onto another point.
I love this.
The fact people aren't happy that we made new accounts, basically.
Odyssey accounts.
Obviously, we made a team called Odyssey, and that's our fives team. So I have a tribe account. Everyone probably knows me as Tribe Ash.
Really? Who?
I play with Tribe T8. Okay, so that's my team for T8. My team for T5, we made this team together, is Odyssey. Something that I said to Jim before was like, probably bring out the biggest console esport, Call of Duty. Optic Scump.
What a beast.
When he went to Envy, he's not going to keep his name as Optic Scump, is he? Obviously he's going to change it. What kind of an argument is that? It's completely different to me. Let's use Hitreg for example. AKA Magic Skills Our Prince. You made new accounts. Well, they were existing accounts, but you used them anyway. And you said you were from America. That is ringing because that is getting around the rule. Yeah. We weren't cheating. We didn't break any rules whatsoever. We made a new team. That was it. That's all we did. We didn't break any rules. We just wanted to make a new team because we knew we were pretty good, and we wanted to do that. And that's the team that we want to take to a potential future LAN, which most of you hating on this video will not be showing up. So I can guarantee you right now.
That'd be funny though. Can you imagine people turning up with like keyboards sticking out their backpacks at the back or something?
I would actually not be surprised if people did that.
Oh, I thought this was a PC LAN on PS4. What? Bro, that's nothing wrong with it. It's just for fun. Just like using the MG42 is for fun in a scrim, right? Like, it's just, everything just fucking devolves. But that now is a great point. Like, people don't understand the difference between an alternate account and a shared account, which is what, for example, the KSA team was rule fucked for during the semi-final. The final against Italy was the fact that I personally could log in to Brilliant PSN account in my home in Sheffield means that like where I go to uni, like that means that it's a shared account and I can access it. Any other player can access it. We're pretty sure DH Killer who's an M&K tanker, by the way, was playing on that account. Then that's not allowed. It's funny though because he literally could have signed up as DH Killer and just, you know, they could have literally just won. So the fact they did a shared account is hilariously like, don't know why you would do that genuinely, because they would have just won and they would have got 40 English pounds off me. Would have been lovely. But instead the Italians got it, and obviously you've got people like Asia, for example, who for some reason decides to be very toxic to me in chat for some reason, even though I've played with him before in T6 versus Mad the other day, and he didn't quiet as a mouse, doesn't say shit, but in chat he's obviously very loud. I gave your team like 40 quid's worth of winnings for competing in a tournament
out of his own pocket,
out of my own money. But people are just so ungrateful and so arrogant that doesn't matter, right? So it's whatever.
It's a good point that actually, because all these people that give it all the big talk in Discord and stuff don't say anything when you're in a party with them.
Nah, they don't. Yeah.
It's like Mocker never shuts the fuck up. I played with him in a UK game. I don't even know if he's from the UK. I just got told to add him to the team.
No.
He didn't say fuck all other than to complain that we were sat on a flag that people were attacking, and then he raged in the game. Like, you're not Mocker. Sorry, you're not even good. Like, apparently you're a keyboarder as well, so that's why I have no respect for you whatsoever. So, like, whatever, mate.
Yeah, no, it is baffling, isn't it? Yeah, in case you're wondering, Mocko, if you lose A flag on a RAS, they're probably going to go C flag because it's kind of easier than going B up the hill. So that's kind of why we were there, because we're, watching the rotation. If you just wanted to learn,
they push there seconds later.
And they push there, yeah, sucks. Anyway, I know someone just randomly killed you, Ash, just from thin air. It wasn't, an enemy player or anything. It wasn't like you needed to defend.
Oh no, yeah, I shouldn't have been trying to position myself well to defend the flag.
So yeah, it's I think the gist of this is it's really bittersweet when you feel like you've made a team which you really enjoy playing with and is very talented. You've got guys like Rubber, one of the smartest players in the game. He can frag out every other game. Geordie, no need to say that. Everyone knows Geordie's a beast. Jubs, Jesus Christ, can just get 20 bombs on MK players easy. Ash is just a fucking absolute beam machine. People think he's Phantom, like, Jesus Christ.
I'm Phantom, apparently, so... again, Magic, thanks for the... Wait, I'm going to pull it up now. There was so many people that thought I was Phantom, it was actually funny. Like, you all complimented me without even knowing, and you all hate me, so thanks for that, guys.
Yeah. You've got Jeff, who's a beast, Ryan, who's fucking popping off recently, like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's a sick team, and the best bit is that we're all controller. So we're happy to be in this team, and then it's just a shame that we... find a little bit of consistent success in a community which is very hard to be consistent in. One up wins one, two easy wins one, GV wins one, VT wins one, Venom wins one, and then we win 3 out of 4 of them of the T5 cups. We feel like that's something to be said. GG's well played, you guys are good. Instead we get fuck the BWL, you used auto counts, all this kind of shit, right? So it's just really bittersweet, really, for us.
But that's something good to touch on that you did. We're all fucking controllers. Every single one of us is a controller player.
Yeah, I think Chubbs uses control freaks.
No Cronus.
I used
no
Scuff.
Bullshit. I use control freaks.
Oh, bro, you're cheating.
Who gives a shit?
You're
control
cheating.
freaks aren't cheating. They're not. You can't sit there and tell me control freaks are cheating. And you can't say Scuff's cheating either, because you can just remap the buttons on your controller. Like, my jump button is R2 and my crouch button is L2. I've remapped my buttons. That's all you've got to do. You don't even... I called Jim an idiot for buying a Scuff. He spent 200 quid for a Scuff, and I've got one by just remapping my controller.
It does look nice though, Dash. It's like blue and black, and it's like...
It is a nice controller, I'll give you that. But
yeah,
what's
I
the
get
point?
your point.
So, for example, in today's tournament, again, we had one of the hardest brackets against a lot of...
Who do we play against? PLG?
Should we say... PLG.
We can't remember.
Prince, Magic, their team, whatever they're called.
Revelation.
I don't know, because they change names every fucking day.
Yeah.
Revelation and someone else.
I can't remember now. There was...
Yeah, another team, but we literally had like one of the hardest bracket runs.
Yeah.
Which again we could have. Yeah, to be fair, but then again, Venom got beat by the teams that we played, so
yeah,
we kind of had the bracket.
Yeah,
but so we literally beat these teams. Our Prince's team, we beat 111 tickets. Yang's team, Revelation, we beat by 149 fucking tickets. We're beating these teams with a fucking controller.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
How bad have you got to be?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, you're using mouse and keyboards, and we're beating you with controllers.
Yeah.
Seriously, what more have I got to say? And it's not even like we're just beating you, we fucking swamped you. Every time.
It's crazy.
Every time I play Killer, I outslay him. Every time.
Yeah. Also, if you're a DS4 player, I respect you, and please give it... We should do a little poll, so if you're a DS4 player, please like. If you're an MK player, please dislike. And I'll also mention that disliking is the same as liking to YouTube's algorithm for some reason, because it's kind of broken. So if you want to promote it, then it doesn't matter which one you click. Actually, it's like a little poll. So If you want to promote it, please give it a dislike or like, depending on your controller or MK setup. Be on a nice little like.
Honestly, the more hate we get on this video,
Yeah.
the more satisfaction I'm going to get off it. To be honest with you, because it's just going to show that I've triggered a load of fucking keyboarding players, which is just I really couldn't care less because you're all scum in my opinion anyway.
Yeah.
I have no respect for you as a player at all.
Yeah. It's crazy because like I think someone said the other day like if the MK players went to PC, the scene would be thriving.
PC would actually have a scene.
Yeah, it'd be sick, bro. Yeah, like crazy.
Yeah, there's no PC team because all the fucking keyboards are on PlayStation.
Yeah. And then
can you all just fuck off?
Yeah. Did you see how good the PC players were though in the PC ESB tournament? Like they're flicking and like through like they're so good. And then the MK players in PS4 are like absolute bots. Like in comparison.
If a controller team is beating all like a full MK team, like most people consider Al Prince and Magic Skills to be the best MK team. We beat them with controllers. 111 tickets. What more have I got to say?
Crazy. So I'm going to try and stop sucking our own dicks, I guess, but it's just something we wanted to mention because it just sort of exacerbates the point to say that, you know, it would be really nice to not have to deal with this kind of shit in the community because it's just so beyond reparation that it's just like fuck it, like the league's pretty much dead, like the amount of effort we put into it is just kind of wasted. You guys have like, you can blame like me personally for something that goes wrong in a league when we enforce a rule that's been there since day one. That's fine, even though we actually haven't done anything about that killer thing. If you're on it, if you think that's the sort of start of the kerfuffle in general chat, then that wasn't. We haven't actually done anything. Just to make that clear. Then that's fine. But I think you have to kind of blame yourselves. I think the community is characterized by a lack of like self-reflection and taking responsibility. And I think part of that is if you beat someone, you will always get an excuse. There's not, even if you say like GG's and then say your point, that's much better than just saying like, oh blah 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 BWL admins, or you lost a scrim therefore this or whatever. Like, you know, there's no responsibility. I had PLG stream today after we finished, and it was from our game on Rotterdam, and they were complaining the whole time about camping, and then one of their guys at the end said, but we weren't, you know, enough guys on B flag at one point, and that's why we lost the flag. And that's what actually happens in a game. Like, we're controller players who have scrimmed so many times that we actually know how each flag spawn works to the point where we can manipulate it to win the game. Like, that's how we beat you. It's not because we're MK and we can laser you cross map with this SDG. It's because like we work on our game, and that should be respected. Like, every controller player, I respect you because you're fighting a losing battle. You're playing uphill. You know, you're going upriver. It's difficult to play in this community when, as soon as you play against a good team, you see the lineup on the other side of the scoreboard, and you're just like MK, MK,
you
MK,
just counting
MK.
the keyboarders.
Yeah, people literally. That's what we do nowadays. It's like, oh, another MK. And by the way,
I don't think we've played a game recently where there hasn't been a keyboarder in it.
No, because every good team has an MK on. Apart from, as far as I'm aware, Venom doesn't have any MKs. Tribe doesn't have any MKs. I know you might say that's
Jim. We're not a good team, so.
Oh yeah, no, we're trash.
Yeah,
I know.
We're fucking shit apparently.
I know you might say that's biased, but that's. I mean, I'm literally. I like those teams because, and I'm on those teams because they don't have MK players. Like that's a direct correlation. Like, that is a reason why I'm there, because they don't cheat. Therefore, I respect them. Therefore, I want to play with them. That's that. Just to be clear.
I will never team with a fucking cheater.
Yeah.
Maybe I have, and I just didn't know about it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But as soon as I knew they were cheating, I would just straight up refuse to play with them.
That's happened a few times, hasn't it? When we're like, oh shit, the guy we just played with was cheating, wasn't he? And we have to like be like, oh wow, that was, because we're like getting hyped.
That's why I never picked Mocker again for the UK team.
Yeah, bro. Oh yeah, I remember this. I just want to clear this up because I remember him saying, you lose the tournament because you didn't pick Mocker to play. Do you remember the scrim we had against the Spanish players where we got absolutely shit on? Before the tournament, when Mocker was playing, we drop him, and we beat like everyone on our group. Beat the, you know, go past the quarterfinals. Beat KSA on paper. You know, the team that won on paper as well against the Italians 5-1. Like, you know, it's crazy. Like that point he made was just like so inaccurate. I just wanted to say that while I'm here.
Mocker's not. I honestly don't even think Mocker's good enough starting 8 on the UK team.
No,
the UK team is stacked.
Yeah, stacked.
It's completely stacked.
And it's actually legit, which is again nuts. Like that's crazy. Like teams like the Finnish team, like they're frustrated to play against, but they're actually like controller players. Like that's wow. You know, like I instantly respect you if you use controller in this community. Because it's just hard. It's just difficult. Because like I think Geordie was joking about how, oh fuck this, I'm just gonna buy an MK, because that's the reaction you have when it's like, why am I allowing myself to play with such a disadvantage? You know, like what's the point? You either stop playing or you keep playing with an MK is the kind of gist I get from the community. It's like, you know, the people that have been here for ages that are sort of like, yeah, well that's just kind of how the community works. Like no, it's not good enough. It's trash. I don't want to play in a community which is like this. Which is
this
just,
community is fucking shit.
It's AIDS, man.
It is fucking awful.
And that's a shame because like,
that's all I've got to say.
Yeah, it's a shame because there's also so many people who, so after we won today, Misa on my team popped up saying congratulations, really happy for you to win, well played. Like that was so nice compared to every other DM I get, and it was just like, wow, there is a nice person, and I know there is nice people from the people I know and play with. You know, Callie, Dom, you, like Monster, Eldith, Oscar, Knack. Like I've missed out so many players there, but you know what I mean. Like the people that we play with, really nice guys. They're fun to play with, and there's loads of them, but they get overshouted by the toxic crowd, and it's just a shame. That we share the same community, that we have the same interests. We want to play in a competitive environment, in a legit way, in a fair way, where reason and logic takes over. And that's not always possible, and sometimes we can be unfair, and we apologise when we are, but there's also another side of the community which is so toxic and just wants to win at all costs, will do anything to win,
it's just full of egos, and to be honest with you, undeserved egos. Do you know, people obviously this is going to sound like I've got a massive ego, but I fucking deserve one, quite frankly.
Well,
Me
yeah.
and Jim,
well, yeah.
our fucking team, any controller player in this community deserves a fucking ego.
Yeah, I agree.
Any M&K player does not deserve an ego.
Yeah.
Al Prince, you're like 30 years old apparently. Magic skills, you're his fucking rim lick buddy. You fuck off as well. Kilwer, you got one of the biggest egos I've ever seen, and pretend like you don't care when you really fucking do.
Yeah, he
Use
cares.
a keyboard against controller players.
Yeah.
You can't have an ego. You physically can't have an ego for having that much of a disadvantage. Me and Jim deserve fucking double egos, because we've just smoked. Killer, I've played you every time, and I've won every time. I've never lost to you. Literally never lost to you. My ego should be fucking huge, and do you know what? It rightfully fucking is, because I'm beating you guys with a fucking controller. It's deserved.
Big facts.
Like people can say it's big, but at least it's deserved at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's my view of it.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
And any controller player, do you know what? Yeah, I am known for trash talking in game, but again, it's nothing personal.
nah, yeah.
Out of game, any controller player, I will be respectful to you as you are to me. But any M&K player, I will never show any respect in or out of game whatsoever.
Yeah, for the Killer thing, like, I apologise to him in DMs saying, I apologise for disrespecting your team. I felt as if that was the classy thing to do, even though I didn't want to. I was advised to, but whatever. I apologise. The next thing you see is just every minion, is what I call them, of their following, like some sort of godlike
Probably a good way of putting it.
stature. It's like like you said it earlier, like your sheep are just like, it doesn't matter. The truth doesn't matter, and I think that's a dangerous situation for any situation where it's like, what actually happened, what the truth is irrelevant. How I feel is like the priority. So if they feel disrespected, then that's it. Doesn't matter what you say. Doesn't matter what you do.
The moral compass of these people is just so fucked up.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't understand what goes through their heads half the time.
Saying they're M&K, so I said Fear, which is an M&K team. I put them on the power rankings. That was in a heat of a moment. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I also stand by it to the extent that it's true, right? Like it's you're M&K. So if I walk up to Magic on the street and say you're M&K, is that an insult? Do we care about truth anymore? Do we care about
stating a fact? It's literally a fact.
The truth, right? Ash, your controller player.
We've called out all
like
these
what?
people for being keyboarders, and they've never denied it. They literally never deny it. That just literally shows you.
That's the scary bit, isn't it? When the argument goes from, no, I'm not an MK player, I would never do that, that's cheating, to, yeah, I am, what are you going to do about it? That is
which is what all the MK
scary
responses.
Situation where it's like, wow, we're too far gone now.
And the problem is because there's so many of them, they all just back each other up.
Yeah, it's a circle jerk. Yeah, every Twitter post you see from a player, there's just a bunch of MK commenting like, nice, good job, good montage, like
you're the best.
You're the best, yeah. And then there's a false ego created, and it spirals out of control. So like you said about Killer, like. With the controller thing, he would never be controller because he can't afford to be. Like, his like following, his supporters. What will happen if he starts, going, 11 and 10 in scrims because he's using controller and he's an average player?
He wouldn't do that with a controller. Come on.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm making him go negging fucking scrims with his Zim.
Yeah.
9 and 13 he went. Imagine him with a fucking controller. He wouldn't even get a kill.
Okay, that's a rip. Okay, I was trying to be generous, Ash. But you get my point.
Jim, I'm beyond it at this point after what all these people have said. Like, they've showed no respect to us whatsoever.
No.
And they can say that I started it, you started it by showing no respect for competitive integrity by using the keyboard. You started it, not me. Fuck off.
Oh yeah, I mean everyone joined the league with the rule set from day one in place, and you could read it, and it said no cheating is allowed from third-party devices allowed. This was a result in banning from the current leagues and any further leagues. It was very, crystal clear. People joined, and we haven't even enforced the rule, but the mere threat of enforcing a rule has split the community. And honestly, I think someone else said this, but it's the same thing with BMF. They are happy. If anyone ever says, "Oh, look what happened to BMF," BMF are more than happy that you guys left. They do not have to deal with you guys anymore. They can run their own league. It's completely legit. They have almost completely legit. It's far more legit than ours is. Jesus Christ. Because we actually have to host these tournaments for MK players. You might have a few on RAG or whatever, but like on the main stage, it's on the main stage on the mainstay. It's it's pretty legit. So it's we're not afraid of splitting the community, because if that means that I can play against the legit players and enjoy myself because I know that someone beat me because they're better than me rather than because they've got a competitive advantage, then that's fine. Absolutely fine. So Ash,
the most fun I had playing this game was when sorry Jim.
No.
Was when Law had a pickup server, and it was all legit controller players. That was literally the best time I've ever had playing Battlefield. Yeah. There was no toxicity. Like, I could get on, have fun. Everyone respected each other. I got on with all the Law guys. It was great. I do like I like Intrinsic. I like Sam Mass. I like Thomas. They're all nice guys.
Yeah.
I like them all. But then, as soon as we do a pickup server, everyone's just bitching about rules for pickups. It's pickups. Who gives a shit? Yeah. I really couldn't care.
Yeah, no.
And this is what I mean. It's literally the M&K people with undeserved egos which create this toxicity. And if you dispute that, you're an idiot.
Yeah, it's a shame that sort of thing goes, because, I mean, I actually, thinking about it now, that's my fault, I think, because I said to Thomas this, why don't you be the admin for BWL pickups? And I guess that meant the death of the Law one, so rip Ash, I apologise, man. But obviously the intention...
Is Thomas still an admin?
He's a moderator for... But he doesn't do anything, but he's a moderator for the pickup league. I mean, the pickup thing is completely dead, so in his defence, there's nothing to do. I don't actually know why it's dead, though, because it's... As soon as we get RSP, it's dead. That makes no sense. That makes zero sense, but that's just this community, bro. Like, I pay £3 a month to ELO for you guys to play pickups. Word of thanks? Nope. Anyone even give a fuck? Nope. Like, it's not much money, but it's just like, it sort of shows that, I'm trying, we're trying to provide a service for you guys to enjoy yourself online, and no one gives a fuck. Everyone's just toxic, and I don't know. I think, like I said, it's the same thing with the scrim. It's like against fear. It's like that's the straw that broke the camel's back, and having like 5 people tell me to kill myself at like late at night with all the stress that goes on with dealing with the league, and people going, "Oh, can I do this? Can I do that?" When I've got 368 messages to go through now, looking at my phone, it's just too much. It's too much for me to deal with. Like I said, I'm a pathetic 20-year-old who just wanted to have some fun on a video game. It's way past that now. It's just not fun. So as soon as the fun ends, I'm not buying it anymore. So I apologise. If I feel like I should apologise to for people who actually enjoyed playing in the league, because I felt like we had a very successful preseason international
tournament went really well.
Yeah, it was really good. Like topped the Twitch charts a few times for Battlefield. Had guys like Wild and stuff casting. Like was a really good event, really fun to do.
Yeah, thanks Wild for that, by the way.
Yeah, like it was good. And then we're like, okay, cool. And then eventually, we play pickups. A lot of stress with that, but whatever. We all play it, whatever. Then we get RSP, and we decide to just completely implode, pretty much, for some reason. Because also RSP drops and then other leagues don't become active as well, which is another criticism I have of other leagues as well, which is you're not there. The players aren't there, but then you're not there either. You basically have a situation where you had now 2, but you had 3 leagues, if you count ESB as a league, because it's basically a test cup. And BMF's been doing stuff. We've been doing stuff. ESB's been doing some stuff, but the rest of you, like, it's not happened. BCL, for example, it's just not happened. It's just disappointing. So obviously the players aren't going to be there, and the community isn't going to be in a good place when they can't play and stuff. So yeah, it's just depressing. Like we chat shit and like we wanna set the record straight, but also it's not what we wanted. It's a dead community which hates itself, and it's a bad time. So as much as I'm happy we won 3 out of the last 4 T5 championships, I say championships, lol, like test cups, or qualifiers. It's effectively, you play against the best teams in T5 on Battlefield and you win. So there's something to be taken from that. It's bittersweet, like I said from earlier. It's good, and I'm proud of our team. But also it's like, wow, the community can't handle being beat by controller players and having more than one Venom player on an admin team. It's Tribe Venom CS PLG and a uni friend is too much. Not a variation, sorry, like crazy. Yeah. It was also fun though, to be fair, being anonymous on Odyssey for a bit. That was really fun. People are like, it's PLG.
It's like nothing was expected of us. Nothing toxic was said. Yeah. But then as soon as we say it's us, it's like, oh.
That's so true. We don't do anything
that just goes to show, if anything, it's just people's like beef with us for no reason. Yeah. It's like you didn't care when no one knew who we were. You were like, oh, who's Odyssey? And then it's like, oh, it's the fucking admins. Shit.
That's so true.
Come on.
Yeah.
That just shows that like you've got personal prejudice against us.
I love that.
So, shut up.
That's so true. No, that is such a true point. Like literally, people are like, even though it was underwhelming, it was like, are you guys that dumb? You didn't realise that like a completely random team just beat like Buffalo with like Killua, Doom and Yangon and Stormslayer and shit. Oh, Yang wasn't playing, I don't think. Oh, Bullets. What was he? I'm not sure. Anyway, like Bullets on the bench. Like those guys got beat by a random team, who was apparently MNK. Actually, did you see that? We're an MNK team apparently.
Oh yeah, apparently we're a PC team.
Yeah, bro.
Apparently I'm Phantom and a PC team. I mean, I'm getting the best of both worlds. Yeah.
You gotta pick one, bro. You can't have both. But it was fun for a bit being anonymous because there was no pressure. It was nice, playing scrims with like no one expecting anything off you, and it's just like, yeah, just play the situation you're in right now correctly, win the gunfight, make the right rotations, watch the spawn, play correctly, and easy. No one gives a fuck how many kills you get at the end of the game. Like, that was nice. Really nice team to play with.
That was the best thing. Like, egos weren't a thing there, which is why it was so good.
Literally gassing you all up every single fucking day, because it's like, I'm more than happy to do that with completely legit teammates that actually are good players, like absolute beasts. It's so nice. It's the same thing with like the people the Venom guys who won the LAN event. Like, mad respect for turning up, performing in a stressy environment on stream with hundreds of viewers. Like, fair play. Like, mad respect. Same thing with these guys, that the teammates that we just won with, and every other controller player. And it's just sad that we have a situation where there's so many M&K players that it's me saying that is an unpopular opinion in this community. even though it should be the norm. It should be just this. Obviously, we all use controller.
It just shows you what kind of a state the community
we're
is.
on PS4. Yeah. This I just thought of it now. The Sony argument for M&K. The Sony allows it, but if you again, I think our stances on this are actually super lenient because we actually are completely fine with M&K, even if it's unfair, on like public matches or on like whatever.
Just general community shit.
Fuck it. Play scrims if you want. It's a complete waste of time because it's supposed to be a practice match for a league match. But if you want to play M&K on scrims, then fine. On a league match, which specifically says you're not allowed to use it, that is breaking a rule, and that's not allowed. Like, I'm more than happy for you to use it on every other situation apart from that. And people still use it, obviously, because they're cheating. There's nothing more to say. Like, it's just that simple, and it's sad. It really is. It's sad that a league which enforces its own rules has to pay the price in terms
them.
Just to justify themselves and argue against these people to defend themselves about that. So it sucks. We are hitting the 50-minute, 30-second mark. Ash, do you want to wrap this up? I think we've kind of got across most of our points.
Yeah, but I have to because people are probably too triggered already.
Yeah, someone's already button mashing fucking keyboard. Oh, I have got a keyboard here, guys. By the way. Yeah, that was a keyboard. So I do have a keyboard on my desk. It's for my PC. That's what everyone should do. Yeah, I'm done. So thank you, Ash, for joining. I hope you had a good rant.
I fucking did, don't worry.
Yeah.
Please, I invite all the hate. I really do, because any M&K player, you're all in the wrong anyway. So say whatever the fuck you want. It's not going to change my mind. I'm not going to change yours. And as I said, my offer to dispute anyone one-on-one in the party is there. Because again, you're in the wrong, and if you can't see that, then I'll try and make you see that. And if you still can't, then beyond hope.
Beyond Hope is a very good. I think that might be the title of this video, actually. I like that. Beyond Hope.
That's actually sick.
Bruh. Okay,
yes,
nice.
Yes.
Love to see that. Love to see that. Thank you, Ash. Again, thank you, Ash, for joining, and thank you, everyone, for watching. Hope you had a good time. If you enjoyed, please give it a like. Sorry, if you're a DS4 player, please give it a like. M&K, please give it a dislike. Comment your thoughts. I'll try and respond in a polite way. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Sayonara.